Good morning, everybody. I'm out here in my work trailer and I am going to be adding some lighting in here because the lighting that comes installed in the trailer, it works pretty well. I'll show you real quick. So it worked really well before we built out everything in here. So yeah, that's obviously all my work stuff. And this trailer, of course, comes as just a box with nothing in it. And we built out this whole shelf unit here, all the stuff right here. And then these shelves up front as well. And it comes with these lights, 2 on each side. And then 2 over here. So these ones would still work pretty well, but the ones over here kind of get hidden with all the stuff up there. And the other thing, it's kind of weird, and I mean, I guess I get why they do it, but for Ford vehicles specifically, the engine has to be running or the key has to be turned all the way on for power to go to a trailer as far as lights working on it. I've spent quite a while troubleshooting because some people have said it was just a fuse issue. I've messed with all that, nothing worked. And now they don't even work right now anyway, so I don't know if another fuse is blown or what. But like the exterior lights all work, but for the interior lights to come on and draw power from the truck has to actually physically be turned on. And so that's pretty annoying when there's, you know, a switch right there and a switch right up here by this door that you should be able to just, you know, open the door, flick switch, and turn lights on. So instead of messing with any of the existing wiring, I'm just going to add my own stuff. So that I don't have to worry about trying to tie my system into their, you know, the existing trailer system and mess with all that. So let me show you what I got. And this is everything I got here. I got on Amazon for less than $100. I don't remember exactly, or either less than or really close to $100. Don't remember the exact amounts on everything, but it's all pretty basic. So power source. Power source is just a 12-volt motorcycle battery. Nothing fancy, just this one actually is kind of fancy. It's got a little digital readout on it that shows how many volts it's putting out and its charge level. So that's actually kind of neat. The lights themselves are these guys here from LED Wholesalers on Amazon. And it's a 16-foot long strip that's all rolled up. We use these specific lights all the time for under cabinet lighting in kitchens. Whenever we do kitchen jobs, we've actually done it sometimes in bathrooms as well, underneath of the cabinet. If there are glass door cabinets, we'll run them up the inside of the cabinet so it lights up the cabinet really well. Really nice lights. They're LED, they're low voltage. It costs a couple cents a day to leave them on 24/7. So that's what we always do at our previous houses. Very easy when you're running them that way, like off of house current, you have to use the transformer, but I'm not doing that here because I'm not running it off of, you know, house AC power. So just running off the battery, so no fuse, no transformer, no nothing. To keep the battery charged, I have a solar panel which will mount on the exterior of the trailer up front, and then just low voltage. I think this is 18 gauge wire with 2 conductors, so 18 2 wire for those of you who know what that would mean. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty basic. My game plan, since I've already got this this assembly, the wood assembly here that holds these tracks, I'm gonna run one strip that goes right here all the way down, and I'll have to actually extend it a little bit farther, and then I'm gonna do the same thing on a smaller piece of wood, run right down that way, where it's like right here, probably right above the workbench, all the way forward. I'll just screw those strips of wood straight up to the ribs here, like I did for this assembly. And then, so it'll be 2 strips of lights that run the whole length of the trailer, pretty much. Not all the way, quite all the way to the front, but close. I'm gonna go ahead and get those wood strips up. Strips are up, so I'm going to start installing the lights, and I'm going to start at the front of the trailer with this end because this is the end that makes it easier to solder to and everything since the wire's already stripped back. It's pretty simple. It's just a 3M adhesive tape is what's on the back of it, so you just peel off the protective coating and stick it on. And the other thing that's really awesome about these strips is, let's see if I can get the camera to focus on it. All right, so every 3 individual LEDs, there's a cut line right there, another one right there. So, and it's roughly, it's about almost exactly 2 inches. So you can cut these lengths of wire within 2-inch increments anywhere you want, which is really helpful when we're running, all different length cabinets and stuff like that. And then I'll see if I can again get it to focus right there. Those little tiny circles where the plus and the minus signs are, that's where you solder your wires to, so that if you, because obviously, like, this one 16-foot strand, typically I'm not doing an entire, like an unbroken strand underneath of a cabinet. So I'd be cutting it off somewhere, like I'm about to do right here. Cut right on the line like that, like I just cut this one. And then if I was going to be starting this wire or this strip of lights, all I need to do is solder the wires directly on those little 2 circles, which is, once you get used to it, and if you're doing it right, it's easier than it looks like it would be, even though they're pretty small. But super flexible system. Really, we've been using this system for a couple years, and it's pretty awesome. So there we go. Got that strip on all the way down. Do this one real quick. All right, got that one done too. So now the next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is mount these light switch boxes here. I'm just going to put one pretty much above where the existing switch was on each side. Ordinarily we would be running the wires, inside the wall, but there's no real effective way to do that here with the trailer design. I can't go like up and down through the panels or anything like that. So I just run along the surface of the trailer and staple it up tight. And so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and then mount the boxes, start running wire. I got all the wires run. I'm gonna go ahead and start wiring up switches. I'm gonna wire up the Traveler wire, which is just this wire is going from this switch up to the front where that other one is. Just connecting the switches because it's going to be a 3-way circuit. So that's what I'm going to start with. All right, I've got all the wire run, and I made connections to both light switches. I've already checked all this stuff to make sure it actually works the way I've got it run. So I know I'm good to keep going because I'm about to start soldering, and that's annoying to have to undo. So this is a goofy camera angle, but this is the ceiling of the trailer, of course, where the one side is. So got my soldering gun set up over here behind me. Use heat shrinks, which is what these little pieces of tubing are, and they'll go on here so that I can, instead of using wire nuts, of course, I'm obviously going to solder all this stuff together. Instead of having to wrap tape around the connections, I can just heat up that heat shrink. So get my wires stripped back. It works better if you kind of preheat the wire a little bit, and then get some solder on there. Boom. That easy. And they also cool off really quickly. Like, even though it was, of course, hot enough to melt, you know, now it's cool enough to touch. Like, you can't sit there and hold on to it for a long period of time just yet, but it's cool enough to be able to touch without burning yourself. Now I'm going to slide the heat shrinks over the soldered connections. And then all you got to do, I got a heat gun right here, so all I'm going to do, turn it on. And there we go. Now they're protected. All right, it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it doesn't matter. It's lighting inside of a trailer. All right, and I've also got, so then the wires are tucked up. They come all the way down that channel right there, and then go down all the way down the front right there, and are connected to the battery, tucked up in there in the front. So now I just need to take this solar panel here, put this on the outside of the trailer up front, and then run the wire in and connect it to the battery. All right, I've got the solar panel mounted up there on the top of the trailer. Got the cord running down here. I need to drill up through the bottom of the trailer right here, if I can get the angle while holding the camera. All right, let's stick this thing up in there and see where it comes out. Hey, look at there. Right there where we wanted it to. All right, I got my hot glue gun heated up down here. So I'm gonna use that to tack this thing in a couple of places. Just glue it down this whole line right here. And then probably use some actual adhesive as well, or sealant or something to hold it there permanently. But all right, got it tacked up with glue all the way down. So now all I got to do is make sure we're getting, this is just a little test bulb to make sure we're actually getting power from it, which we are. So we're good there. So then all I need to do is plug this bad boy in, clip on the clips, and we're good. We are charging our battery. Oh no, it's so dark. Ta-da! Look at that. Now I don't have to keep using portable lights. Like, I've been using this little light right here. It's got a little clip on it, and I've always been clipping it up here to this piece of wood to illuminate, but it doesn't do anywhere near this good of a job. So yeah, buddy, that's awesome. Look how much light it makes. It's slightly less bright in real life because the camera kind of makes it look a little bit less bright than it actually, or camera makes it look a little brighter than it actually is, but point is, it's very bright in here now. So, and it's infinite source of power essentially, because don't have to have the trailer connected to anything, which a lot of times when it's at a job site it's not, especially if we're at the same job site for a whole week. I'll pull it there first day and then unhook it, and it might sit there all week until I pull it home on Friday. So yeah, this is really nice. I wish I had done this like 2 years ago when we got this trailer. But hey, we're all done. So now all I got to do is clean up and keep on moving through the rest of the day. Yeah, it's pretty simple wiring wise. I didn't go into, and I won't go into a whole lot of detail on the actual wiring of it. I'm happy to answer questions if anybody has them, but it's pretty much wired. These are normal 3-way switches. Didn't have to buy anything fancy for it. Oh, got to throw cover plates on there too. But yeah, it's nothing fancy. It's low voltage, so like there were a couple places where I ran, you know, one set of wires where I only needed to use one, but instead of, you know, stripping them out and running just one, I just ran them together because it looked better. So, but yeah, we're done. It's so pretty. I love it. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to check out our Instagram, I'll leave the link down in the description. Post pictures in there from work a lot. You know, stuff that we do on the channel and around the house and whatever. So come follow us there. Check us out. Tell your friends if you enjoyed it. Leave a like and subscribe and all that stuff. So thank you guys for watching as always, and we'll see you next time.